So the first exercise in our foundational strength number 4 is an ITY complex. And this is for our back strength. So you're going to lay flat on the ground, lift up into a Superman, keep your shoulders down, your shoulder blades pinched, and the eyes, your arms are straight over your head, and you're lifting. I believe it's 6 reps first. T's, you bring your arms out to the side, 6 reps there. Y's, you bring your arms down so that it kind of look like a Y. You get 6 reps there. So don't let your shoulders go up to your ears. Keep your shoulders down, keep your shoulder blades clenched this whole time. Then you bring your arms up again to the eyes to start a brand new rep. Next exercise is called a windmill. So you are in a wide stance and you're going to take one dumbbell, lift it up, and you're going to bend at the waist down to touch your foot and bring it back up. So how you start this exercise is by resting into that hip, the same hip that the arm is up, and then you're going to hinge at the waist and touch your foot. So rest into the hip, hinge at the waist, touch your foot. To complete the spiral of the spine, make sure that you're keeping your eyes up at the dumbbell that's up in the air. And this will take a little bit of practice, core strength and balance, and coordination, but you'll get it. Next is a barbell bench press, but you do what you can with what you got. So I have dumbbells and this tiny little step stool. And so what I'm making sure of doing is starting with the dumbbells in my armpits, pushing them up, and again making sure that they're in line with my nipple line. So it's a little awkward, but that's really where you want the dumbbells to line up with. Not above it, not below it, just right in line. And you want to make sure you're synchronizing the dumbbells, so not syncopating them like that, one at a time. You really want to have them going at the same time. Next up are Kettlebell Pass under walking lunges, and I only have a dumbbell and this tiny space, so it's basically a walking lunge and you pass the dumbbell or the kettlebell under the leg that's out in front to the opposite hand. So again with these, you really want to keep 90 degrees with both legs, so you don't want to overextend. Keep your abs stable as you pass the weight from one arm to the next. Next, we'll go into sumo squats. So I like doing these with a kettlebell, but I only have a dumbbell. But you want your legs as wide as you can. And you're squatting down, trying to touch the weight to the ground. Keeping your shoulders back, your shoulder blades pinched. This is what it looks like from the side view. Squatting down and really using that rotation in the leg to bring you up. So really twisting under and using that booty to get you up. You want to feel those muscles propelling you up so you're not using your back. Next up are exercise ball hamstring curls. So I have this book with a shiny cover on it so that it's going to slip on the carpet. And I'm taking my socks off so my feet don't slip. Because I don't have an exercise ball, so you'll see that this way didn't work. So I had to figure out how to make it work. Twisted the book that way, and that actually worked for me. So put your heels on the book, slide it out while keeping your hips up in the air, and slide it back in, really engaging those hamstrings. This is a really good core exercise as well without the ball because you have to keep your hips off the ground. So hips to the ceiling and make sure you're squeezing your booty, and this will work out just fine. Last thing we're doing is hip flexion and extension. So you're going to prop yourself up on your side with your rib cage up off the floor, stretching to the ceiling, shoulders down with your shoulders, hips, and feet in line. You don't want to sink back into your hip like that. You really want to stack your hips. Make sure it's a straight line. So looking at it this way, straight line, you don't want to sink back like that. Really stack those hips. You're going to flex your feet. And the flexion is where you bring the leg forward. And you're going to just pulse forward. Extension is when you're pulsing back. And looking at it from the side view, there's the flexion. And you don't want to wiggle your hips around like that. You really want to keep your core solid so that your body stays connected, your shoulders stay connected to your hips. And same thing going back, I move my elbow forward a little bit to support myself. And again, you don't want to let your abs go and let your spine bend. You really want to hold solid in your core as you bring your leg back. And really feel that in your butt cheek of the working leg. And after that, we're done.